Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Lovely to see you, ladies and gentlemen. I feel a little bit hyper at the moment, actually. I'm absolutely exhausted, so really I should be on my knees. But I feel very excited. I feel so energized about the things that have happened to me here at this conference over 3 days, because we had an international arm the day before many of you came. So I'm feeling really, really good about the day and about our session. I do talk too much, but I'm going to try really, really hard not to do the talking today, because I'm reminding myself that it's actually a discussion group. But what I'd like to do first is just a very, very quick icebreaker. We know each other quite well now. I think many of us have been together in sessions now. So instead of moving around and spending a lot of time, good. Hello, come and sit down. There's 3 seats here. There's one there. You see, adults are always so much more difficult than children, aren't they? If children came in late, they'd run to the seat and they'd sit down. But adults, no, I want to sit with my friend. Who can I sit with? Where will I be safest? You try splitting teachers up on training groups. My goodness me. Anyway, what I was saying was, before you came in, and welcome, we'll do a quick icebreaker, really, really quick. What I'd like you to do is to tell the people on your table something that they'd be very surprised to hear about you, something that they wouldn't expect to hear, okay? And I'll start. I won't join in on the tables, but I'll start, okay? Something that nobody knows about me, or not many people know about me, is that I am dyslexic. People are usually very, very surprised about that. Now, it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all, especially now with laptops and spell checks and things, so that's okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to be anything like that, but something about yourself that you would like to share with the rest of the group. And I will count to... we'll have 60 seconds. Go. Okay, right, everybody. Sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there. You're all very animated, so you're obviously... Oh, good morning. Good afternoon. There's a spare seat over there, or with these lovely ladies. You're all very animated, so you've obviously got lots of things that you'd like to share about each other, and that's good. I wish that we could... share them with the whole group, but we can't, because as usual on these things we're short of time. Okay, so I need your help now, because there's something I need to discuss with you. When I was asked to do this, chair this discussion group, I was asked, this is the title, The Collegial Approach to Learning and Teaching as the Essence of School Improvement. Now, before we go any further, what I need to do with the group, and I really do want to discuss this, I need to discuss this business of collegial as opposed to collaborative. And we need to have a common understanding of what collegial means. Because when I saw this title, I went, I can't talk about that really, because to me, that's not something that I would, it's certainly not the approach. The definition of collegial isn't how I approach development of teaching and learning in the schools in which I was the head teacher. So I prefer the term collaborative. Now, so that our discussion is fruitful and we can come up with something, do you agree that we need to define what we mean about collegial? Okay. So what we'll do is quite simple. Oh, you've got to do a forfeit now. Your phone went off. You've got to sing a song. If put quite simply, collegial to me is something that we as leaders and teachers, no, not leaders and teachers, because teachers are leaders, have grown out of. Collegial is, in my opinion, something that's quite prescriptive. Somebody, probably the principal, maybe the regional director, I don't know, will decide it's going to be this way, and they'll come and they'll bring it to you, and they'll let you talk about it so that you understand it, but you won't have the opportunity to influence that approach. Does that make sense? Whereas a collaborative approach, this is my definition, would be where, as the head teacher or the principal or the teacher in my department, we would talk together, decide together what we were going to do so that we all had equal input. So that's why I think collegial and collaborative are two different things. So shall we take, 10 minutes in your groups and give me a definition of collegial, a collegial approach, because that's what we've been, no, collaborative. Good, collaborative. A definition of a, sorry. No, I don't either. And you see, that's what I mean about it, about we've grown out of it, because you're far too young to have been trained and experienced collegial approach. You see, I'm very old, so I was 100 years ago when I trained to be a teacher. That's the way we did it in those days. Okay, so 10 minutes to define a collaborative approach. Okay. Okay, everyone. Right, so you've all chosen a spokesperson, I hope. So have you chosen a spokesperson, or do you want 2 minutes to knock it into shape? You done? You done. Okay, who's the spokesperson here? Okay,
I'm Khadija Khan from Downtown Campus, and I'm from the English Department, Senior School. Collaborative learning approach would mean that it is democratic and it is coordinated. And I think we all have coordination meetings in our schools. That is where the collaboration drops in when we're talking about learning. But what we were discussing is that all stakeholders should be, taken care of when we talk about collaborative learning, including parents as well. I mean, we must involve, and because in our group, the majority is from senior school and some of them are from primary section. There are collaborative activities taking place in terms of orientation meetings and at early years, and sometimes at primary level also. But I think at senior school, most of us are working in isolation. The departments are working in isolation, and teachers within departments at times are also working in isolation. We would just sit and decide whatever scheme of studies we're going to do, and sometimes not even discuss how to go about them. So I think that's where we lack the collaboration if you're in terms of senior school. And I think, and my group says, they also agree, that we can have collaborative approach where we can have these orientation meetings conducted for parents. I understand that most of our student body is not subject specialist. If we say that senior school is more focused on subjects and they would not know what chemistry or physics or level is expected at senior school. However, what we are trying to learn here is the learning approach. Can't we just call them and join them in, and we can discuss what type of learning approach do we have, how do we go about things, because we cannot penalize the parents also. There are times we say that they don't understand. They don't understand because we have never communicated. Absolutely. So I think, am I done with 2 minutes?
It doesn't matter how long. Yes, I mean, those of you, thank you, that was terrific. Those of you that were in my workshop yesterday or have heard me before, parents are way, way up there as the number one position as a stakeholder in the school. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. Spokesperson, please.
Should I keep? Okay. Well, we discussed collaborative approach in a broader term, not just restricted to the schools. First, engaging all the stakeholders. If we just look at it from the perspective of a school, we include the students, teachers, administration, and the parents, all of them. Basically, this approach helps us in working together for a common goal or objective. One person does not have every ability or every capability in him or her. The collaborative approach actually helps to get the maximum out of everyone. For example, if someone is good at one thing, the other one will be good in some other department or field. So this way the collaborative approach helps us in getting the optimum from everyone. That is pooling together all the expertise to get a common objective or goal. This is
I mean, I don't think anybody can disagree with any of that. That was very, very well said indeed. And this business about collaborative support for each other, we hopefully will get time to talk a bit more about that, but that's certainly an approach that worked very, very well in the schools that I've worked in.
Assalamu alaikum. All right. When we were discussing in our group, we came up with few things which are essential for collaborative approach. Since we are talking about in context of schools and education, and we are educationists, so we have kind of rounded up education. First of all, working together and respecting each other's views and ideas and diversity. Now, every individual come up with a different flavor. And then, we have to respect that when we are doing collaborative approach. Then the environment. Then what are we collaborating for? We need to have a set target, something we are moving towards. Then it should be purposeful, it should have some advantages outcomes after the collaboration. And the question we actually discussed was that, is it one size fit for all? If we are doing collaborative approach for a preschooler or a high schooler, does it have to be different, or is a set formula for that? So we kind of came up with that it's just like we just have to modify it, but the basic needs of individuals are the same. So we need to have one approach with a little bit of variation. All right.
Yes, I agree. I think flexibility has got to come into this equation as well. Hello, is it you?
We were generally discussing the difference between collegial and collaborative approach. The understanding we have got to is that collegial